most intriguing piece of news has caught my eye, and it actually comes directly from Microsoft, who just recently posted a developer focused blog about how the company is directly reaching out to developers and studios to help enhance the experience of making games on Xbox. And interestingly enough, Xbox wants to hear from all developers, and even those who are not developing or porting their games on Xbox. Well, this kind of implicates something. It indicates that it seems that there's not a lot of interest from third-party developers to be porting their games on Xbox. But why is that? And I think this is also why Microsoft is looking into this as well. Well, there seems to be a few key points of concern. First off is lack of communication. Apparently, there isn't a lot of engagement from Xbox itself to interact with developers, and especially ones who are, let's say, like small teams, indies, one developer game guys, or even B studios out there, which can honestly hinder potential relationships and result in missed opportunities for games to be released on Xbox. And so there's a lot of interest now for an effort to basically reach out to those developers and bring them to the platform. But definitely, this kind of also implicates that there's generally a lot of developers out there that don't look into porting on Xbox for numerous reasons. And I think the first one has to do with the market. I think most developers are aware that Xbox has seen lower hardware sales compared to its competitors, such as PlayStation and the Switch, leading developers to really just prioritize platforms with larger player bases. And honestly, when you look at PlayStation and PC, I think those are the largest ones so far, especially with PlayStation selling a lot more consoles and having a very active player base. I think currently that's where a lot of developers especially on PC, if they're going to make a game on PC, they might port it to PlayStation first before Xbox. And I think that's sort of the mindset that comes with it. Also, the Xbox Game Pass is definitely something that has impacted the market dynamics. The success of the Game Pass may have led to a perception that players are less inclined to purchase games outright anymore directly from the Microsoft Store, which discourages developers from investing resources in Xbox ports. And that's where we talk about the ports themselves, where it becomes daunting for developers, especially the smaller the team, that if you're gonna port to a console, you have to try to port to multiple models. So when you look at the Xbox, there's the Xbox Series S, and then there's the Xbox Series X, and that requires a lot of development time and just very complicated development effort to make sure that they are properly ported to multiple models, especially when perhaps these are small teams and they don't have the money or the time to be able to port on multiple models. And so I think it just becomes completely dismissed to begin with. So there's resource allocation, there's development complexity that comes with it, and the fact that just maybe the Xbox platform is not the most lucrative player base to be porting your games to. And I think those are some of the biggest issues that I think Microsoft is having, biggest issues with developers having to really feel convinced or encouraged to put it on the platform. Now, I know for AAA games, AAA studios, it's no issue whatsoever to be able to port on old platforms. I don't think it's that much of an issue. But for smaller teams, indie developers, B studios, they have to consider these things at all times. So at least Microsoft is aware of this, and that they're proactively trying to strengthen their outreach and relationship with developers out there to hopefully bring them to address this issue and this communication gap, this technical gap, and try to convince them and encourage them to be on the Xbox. I think at the moment, the Xbox consoles are the weakest in terms of the console wars. I don't think they have as big of the sales unit that is, compared to PlayStation or even the Switch. But at the same time, I think Microsoft has had this priority of, their live services like the Xbox Game Pass. And I think this is one of the reasons why nobody really wants to be buying an Xbox these days. And especially the fact that whenever they do come out with games, it comes out on the Game Pass. It's also available day one on PC. And so that exclusivity factor is no longer there as well. And I think that also affects, again, the sales of the hardware. It all kind of trickles down the same path, and that is Microsoft is just not selling enough consoles out there to justify a lot of developers to port games on that platform to begin with. But what do you think? You let me know. Do share your thoughts and opinions on the matter right here on the Evening Buzz. Let's take a short, actually, it's time to wrap it up here on the Evening Buzz. It's the end of the hour. But don't worry, I'm going to be back here for more episodes of the Evening Buzz every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Keeping you guys busy and entertained all throughout the weekend shift, only here on Pulse 95. This is Mikhail Tia signing out. Have a good one.